This is a circuit board I'm going to show you how to solder. It's a step motor board. Came out of one of my clients. It has an issue where the step motor jumps a lot. I haven't really found anything wrong with it, but I did notice there was some bad solder joints on the components down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the magnifying glass down in front of it so the camera will magnify it just a little bit more. Try and take that glare off. There we go. I'm trying to zoom in on it a little bit. I can't if the lens will stay still for you. Sorry about that. Can I get that? There we go. Okay, now I'll zoom in on it a little bit more. I'll try and show you where it's missing the spot. Yeah, if you look right in here, it's a little thin in there, and there is no connection on the back side, so the trace is like right in there. So what I want to do is I want to take some flux, which if this will show up, looks kind of like this. It's soft solder flux paste. I've had it a long time. I don't know what to tell you exactly to get it. It's Lucas Milhaupt ink. So you stick a little solder in there and you come out just a trace on the solder. I don't know if you can see that, but just a little bit more on there so you can see it. Oops, there's a little too much. Kind of looks like that now. You can see a little bit on the edge of it. I'm going to take my iron. I'm using a Weller 60-watt iron, and I'm going to go in here, and if I can get this to work. Camera's kind of in my way. You don't want to hit it too hard. I'm going to move this back just a little bit. Like that. Okay, that's a little bit better. Now I'm going to try and hit this so you can see it. You just want to put a little on there. You don't want to hit it too fast, too hard, or too hot. And you see how I got that? It's got like a nice little ridge on it. And put a little more flux on there. I'll come over and do this one here. Again, you don't want to overheat the component nor the board, but you see now I got a nice little ridge there. The ones in the middle are a little more trickier to get. I'm going to turn the board a little bit so I can get at it a little bit better. I'll bend these down a little bit. These are resistors here that I'm bending back out of the way. A little bit tall for what I'm doing. I'm going to hit the middle one if I can. Just like that. If you just don't want to touch it for too long. A little too much flux there. There we go. Okay, see how that just beat it up. It takes practice. Soldering is not a... I like learning how to ride a bike. It takes a little bit to get the hang of it. I'll come back over here and hit this one if I can too. You go in there just quickly. You don't want to be too long. Trick is to have a hot enough iron. That's why I use Weller. It gets very hot. This solder that I'm using is a Kester product. It's 31 thousandths diameter. I don't use a lot of it. It's a pound. It's a whole roll. And again, I'm just putting a little solder on the end, a flux on the end of the solder rather. I'm just going to go over there. I'm just going to touch it quickly and get off as quickly as I can so I don't destroy the device. My arm's a little twisted trying to do this because of the camera and the... There you go. Just like that. That's all there is to it. That's two of them. I'm going to do one more here. I think the middle one isn't quite so bad. And I'm going to put it back in the machine and try it. I don't know if this is going to cure it or not, but it's the first step in trying and diagnose it. I don't have a drawing for it. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit excess. Okay. Get too much solder on it. Clean the iron on a piece of cardboard or a sponge, and then come back and suck up the excess. Just like that. I'll try the middle one here. So I get the thing in here with the... try not to jiggle the camera either. So you guys can see this. I'm kind of probably off screen a little bit here too. I'm trying to watch what I'm doing. A little more flux. And you can bend the solder. You see how I got the solder bent too? Whoops. I'm hitting the thing here. The excess one. And you gotta be careful where the iron goes too. It doesn't hit stuff that it's not supposed to. The thing will melt plastic and everything else on you. Try this again. I don't really want to be on the other side of it. Let's really try this like this. And come on, take the heat. And sometimes you just can't get it either. And you sometimes have to use a smaller tip to get in there. I have smaller tips. I just kind of being lazy, not changing the tip. Come on. Sometime today. Take it. There you go. I'll take off the excess. That's not so much. Okay. If I turn it so you can see what it looks like, it looks pretty good. Grab that end one. Oh, there's that. Now here's something you want to be careful of. I just noticed what I did here. I dropped a piece of solder. This is where a pair of tweezers come in. This solder can get into a lot of trouble on you. So you don't really want stuff like that happening. I'll leave that alone. Get that out of the way. You turn the power onto it, and that's across a couple terminals. You're gonna tag something out, maybe. You hear me tapping the soldering iron to try and keep it clean. Oh, jeepers, sorry about that. Try that again. I'll try this over here. But basically, that's what you're looking for. And there we go. Just like that. That one went pretty good. Then what I'll do is I'll clean it up, make sure there's nothing there, and we're good. Alright, any questions? Take care. I'm just going to show you how it came out. You can see in there a little bit. I think you can see how good that looks now compared to what it did before. And I didn't really do anything with the end one on the left.